You're in my video. Welcome to another episode of Charlie Drives. There we go. Today, join me in the 911. Dropping this off today with JM on cars because he is lending me his Lotus Evora 400 for about 3 weeks, which is quite nice. So, thank you, James, for allowing me to take your car. I will look after it, but I will be doing a series of videos, I suppose, directly comparing his Evora 400 to the 911 as a kind of, daily run around to see how it compares. It would be interesting to kind of get a feel for that versus this with regards to practicality and a number of other things. But we'll see how that goes. But anyway, I did promise an update on this car because it has yet again cost me a small fortune, hence why I had the Cayman last week. In my last video, I think I was around the 11k mark. About 11 to 12 grand. However, last month I took this out took it to Blyton Park on track, and I lost the front diff, the oil bung on the front diff popped out. Now Porsche Centre Cambridge have taken responsibility for that because they were the last people to get anywhere near the oil bung because they replaced the diff oil, so that all got sorted out for free. However, at the same time, I had noticed that the brakes felt awfully spongy. So turns out that we had to have the discs refaced. So refaced the discs and re-drilled the holes, and had all of the pads changed, as well as a couple of the front caliper kits had to be replaced as well, because those all were seized up and everything. And I'm starting to get the picture, and I'm starting to now really kind of understand that as soon as you start to, this is an old car. This is a 2004 car, and when you start to take things apart in this car, that's when things become expensive. Now, as part of the brake job, the guys also recommended I replace the front tyres, and one of the rear tyres also was pretty much near to the end of its life as well. So I decided to go for a full set of Michelin Pilot Sports. So we've got Michelin Pilot Sports now instead of Bridgestones. I had Bridgestones on it previously, and I was going through tyres like anything, and it's just really getting ridiculous how often I was going through tyres. And then at the same time, they did the full geometry check, and that's when they told me that they couldn't adjust the toe arm. I think it was the toe or the camber arm. I can't remember which one. But anyway, so they had to. One of those had to be replaced as well. So there's all these things. As soon as you start to make adjustments and you start to take things apart, that's when things tend to go wrong and things tend to get expensive. So this time around, I was faced with about, I think it was just shy of £5,000, so it's like £4,500 for all of this work. Okay, I know £1,000 of that pretty much was on tyres, but I'm now starting to get the picture as to how expensive this car actually is to run, which is a lot more expensive than what I was originally saying, and I do apologise to anyone if they felt misled by my initial video on this car, which you can watch on the link above. However, I'm now hoping that this won't. It will settle itself down. It will calm itself down a bit now, because I really can do with not spending another fortune on this. They have noticed a few of the areas around the exhaust that might need to be replacing. So some of the bolts have come loose on the exhaust, and there's a few sort of fixings that are perishing as well. So there's also a very small oil leak on, I think, cam cover number 2. I'm talking from memory here, from everything that they've said, and in order to get to that, the whole exhaust system needs to come off, and they've again expressed concern that as they take the exhaust system off and apart, elements and bits of the exhaust system will need to be replaced. So again, that might be a good opportunity to fit perhaps a fab speed system, but that again will cost a small fortune too. So I'm going to hold off for the time being on that and hope that the oil leak isn't too bad. I do check the oil levels regularly on this to make sure that I'm not running low. In fact, I just topped it up as well just before I left. I'm going to be doing a series of videos on the Evora, I suppose, to compare it directly to the 911, just to see how livable it is. What is it like to live with the car? How it compares from a performance standpoint. I think his car's about 11 years newer than mine, 11 years younger than this. So I think obviously the performance will be very interesting to see the difference. Hopefully I don't fall in love with it too much, because I am in a bit of car limbo at the moment, especially after the costs, after the amount of money that this thing has cost me. I was in a position before I did all this work to sell the car, but now I feel like I need to make the money that I've spent on this car sort of work for me for a little bit. So it won't be going as soon as maybe I might have planned originally. So I'll be keeping this for a little bit longer, but definitely in the long run it would be interesting to see how this compares to the Evora 400 as a daily driver. I'd also be interested to talk to James about how much it's cost him to sort of run for the last couple of years that he's owned the car now. So stay tuned over the next few days, because there will be a series of videos, as I say, on the Evora 400, and I look forward to sharing. I look forward to sharing with you guys my conclusions on that. I'm really quite excited. Should be quite cool to see what it's like driving another Lotus. But yeah, stay tuned. Please subscribe. Keep an eye out for the next few videos over the next few days. Cheers. Bye.